There's one spot in Yosemite National Park that stops people in their tracks, a place where first-time visitors gasp, photographers set up for hours, and seasoned travelers whisper, "This is it." Welcome to Tunnel View, nature's own masterpiece. Perched high above the Yosemite Valley floor, Tunnel View is more than a scenic overlook. It's a gateway into one of America's most majestic landscapes. The very moment you exit the Wawona tunnel, the granite giants reveal themselves in unison. El Capitan to the left, Bridalveil Fall to the right, and the towering half-dome in the distance. It's a scene so dramatic, so cinematic, that it's often compared to a painting that suddenly comes alive. This panoramic view has brought travelers to tears and left even the most seasoned photographers stunned in silence. What makes Tunnel View truly unforgettable is its perfect composition. It's as though nature positioned each peak, cliff, and waterfall deliberately, like brushstrokes on a giant canvas. For many visitors, the first glimpse of Yosemite from Tunnel View becomes a lifelong memory etched in awe. But why does this particular viewpoint leave such a powerful impact, even in a park filled with countless breathtaking sights? To understand that, we need to look deeper into the forces of geology, the legacy of human history, and the sheer emotional scale of nature on display. Tunnel View sits at the end of a tunnel carved through granite in 1933, connecting travelers from Wawona into the heart of Yosemite Valley. The tunnel's exit was strategically placed, not just for traffic flow, but to create a cinematic reveal of Yosemite's iconic skyline. It's not just a coincidence, this was designed to take your breath away. Every detail contributes to the emotional punch. El Capitan standing stoically to the left, one of the tallest exposed granite cliffs on Earth. To the right, Bridalveil Fall cascades over 600 feet, often catching the wind and sunlight to create an ever-shifting veil of mist. And far in the distance, almost dreamlike, sits Half Dome, Yosemite's most recognizable peak. Even the trees in the foreground seem carefully arranged, guiding your eye deeper into the valley like a natural frame. Tunnel View offers one of the most spectacular light shows nature can offer. During golden hour, the entire landscape glows amber, the cliffs catching fire with the setting sun. In winter, a fresh coat of snow dusts the peaks, transforming the scene into a pristine, icy cathedral. Spring brings roaring waterfalls and lush greens, while autumn adds hues of orange and yellow that contrast with granite gray. No matter the time of year, Tunnel View feels like a sacred arrival point, a natural cathedral calling for reverence. It's no surprise that Ansel Adams, the iconic photographer of the American West, made Tunnel View one of his most beloved subjects. He once said that Yosemite was a cathedral more beautiful than any man-made temple, and Tunnel View was its altar. Today, Tunnel View draws over 1 million visitors annually, each one experiencing a moment that feels deeply personal and profound. For some, it's a bucket list stop. For others, a spiritual reset. And for families, it's often the first shared memory of nature's true power. Tourists describe an odd quiet that settles in, even among crowds. Voices drop, conversations fade, cameras click, but footsteps soften. And that stillness isn't just emotional, it's geological. Yosemite Valley was carved by ancient glaciers over 2 million years ago, as ice slowly gouged its way through the Sierra Nevada. This carving left behind vertical granite walls, U-shaped valleys, and the famous hanging cliffs from which waterfalls now flow. Tunnel View showcases this epic geological history in a single glance. Standing there, you're looking at Earth's own biography, written in granite and ice. Yet it's not just the science, it's the sensation. Many travelers report a deep emotional reaction they can't explain. Tears, goosebumps, a sudden silence. This is nature's version of art therapy. In an age dominated by screens, digital noise, And overscheduling, Tunnel View offers an instant detox. No filters needed, no edits required, just raw, unfiltered wonder. The overlook itself is easy to access, no hiking required. It's located right off State Route 41, making it one of the most visited and photographed sites in Yosemite. But if you want the view to yourself, sunrise is your moment. In the quiet of dawn, the shadows stretch long, the light is soft, and sometimes, if you're lucky, a gentle mist rolls in like a curtain. That mist, caught between the cliffs, often looks like a river of clouds. And as the sun rises, the granite lights up, first pink, then gold, then white-hot under the midday sun. Photographers wait for hours just to catch the perfect mix of light and shadow. Tunnel View isn't just a sight, it's a living portrait, one that shifts with every cloud, every season, and every glance. Even repeat visitors find something new each time they return. Sometimes it's the angle of light. Other times it's a storm brewing over the cliffs, adding drama to the sky. Or maybe it's the simple realization that places like this still exist, untouched, unspoiled. The National Park Service has worked tirelessly to preserve this experience, ensuring millions can witness it without damage to the land. Even small details, like the stone viewing wall, blend into the environment, designed not to distract from the scene. This delicate balance between access and preservation is what makes Tunnel View a symbol of America's national park legacy. Yosemite was one of the first areas in the United States set aside for protection, long before the park system was born. In 1864, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Yosemite Grant Act, laying the foundation for what would become the U.S. National Park System. This was revolutionary. The idea that nature should be preserved for everyone, not just the wealthy or privileged. Tunnel View became the visual proof of why that decision mattered. Because one glimpse here makes a simple truth very clear. Some things are too beautiful not to protect. One of them is the trail to Inspiration Point, which climbs above Tunnel View to an even higher perspective. Though more rugged, the reward is stunning, a bird's-eye view of the same legendary peaks from a quieter, more remote angle. Others simply linger at Tunnel View itself, sometimes for hours. They watch shadows crawl across granite faces. They listen to the distant roar of waterfalls echoing off cliffs. They breathe in air that smells like pine and stone and stillness. Tunnel View reminds us that sometimes the most powerful journeys don't require distance, only presence. In that one moment of stillness, standing before the valley, everything else fades. Noise, stress, even time. What remains is wonder. Tunnel View is more than a destination. It's a reminder of what we stand to lose if we stop paying attention. With climate change altering snowfall patterns, fire seasons growing longer, and increased visitation stressing natural resources, Yosemite is not immune. But this view, this iconic window into the soul of the Sierra Nevada, continues to inspire the fight for preservation. Each photo shared, each child brought here, each silent moment spent watching the light move across rock, all of it keeps the spirit of this place alive. And perhaps that's the real reason Tunnel View leaves people speechless. Not just because it's beautiful, but because it makes us feel small in the best possible way. It humbles us, it centers us, and it reminds us that even in a chaotic, complicated world, there are still places that belong to everyone. Tunnel View is one of those rare places that speaks no words, yet says everything. And when you stand there in the presence of giants, you don't just see Yosemite, you feel it.